So I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but this is actually pretty insane when it comes to a specific Nintendo Switch 2 game, and that game is Cyberpunk 2077. Look how good this looks compared to the PlayStation 5. It really does make you wonder what the Legend of Zelda games, or the Super Mario games, or any first-party Nintendo Switch games are gonna look like when they drop in like 2 or 3 years. Hey guys, it's Rob here, and welcome back to the Robo Show, where we cover the latest news, leaks, and rumors from Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. If you want to be kept up on the latest gaming news, make sure you click that red subscribe button below and have that notification bell on. And if you're interested, I have a Patreon, which link to that will be in the pinned comment along with my Twitter account. In this video, we are going to talk about some pretty big Nintendo Switch news that has recently dropped about some new Nintendo Switch games that you may have already owned, getting some Nintendo Switch 2 updates. This includes when the updates are going to happen and exactly what's in those updates as well, and whether or not it's free or not. We also do have some new looks at Cyberpunk 2077 for the Nintendo Switch 2 that showcases some pretty impressive visuals. And CD Projekt has come out and talked about what they're doing with the cartridge and why they ended up putting the whole game on the cartridge, which is really great news going forward, especially if we end up getting something like Witcher 4 on the Nintendo Switch 2. If you guys end up enjoying this video, leave a like, it helps the video out a lot, and if you want to follow me on Twitter and help us pass our goal of 1,000 followers, you can follow us at RoboRob93. Without further delay, let's continue to the video. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is shaping up to be a pretty cool console. I've already said I'm really excited for the console, and I'm super hyped to try out like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom updates, and of course the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker on the Nintendo Switch 2, even if it is the GameCube version. No hate for the GameCube version, but I prefer the HD version. And of course, I'm excited to try out the Nintendo Switch 2 games that also use that mouse function, like Metroid Prime 4 whenever that comes out. There's still no release date on that yet. Which, speaking of new Nintendo Switch games, Nintendo Switch 2 games are going to be more expensive here and there. Of course, not all of them are going to cost $80, but some games will be more expensive, and things in general are getting more expensive, so I thought I'd share this interesting news from Gamefly. It's a rental service that lets you rent games for as long as you want to, and eventually you can press keep on them and they'll send them to you in the mail. This isn't a sponsor, but I do want to put this out for people in the US because this is a US only service. They recently added their Nintendo Switch 2 games, and there's a ton here, even some of the games that are game key card only. That's what I plan on doing with those games, is renting them from there so I don't have to have a game that's not on the cartridge. And next up we have those Nintendo Switch 2 updates. Anyways, so the first game we have is ARMS. Now this update is going to be available on June 5th, 2025, and it says, according to Nintendo's website, the update includes visuals optimized for Nintendo Switch 2 display and high resolution TVs for improved image quality, frame rate, optimized for Nintendo Switch 2 for smoother movement even when playing with 3 or more players, and it also is going to add HDR support. Moving on to the next game, Big Brain Academy, Brain vs. Brain. The update's going to go live on June 5th as well. That's the release date for the Nintendo Switch. According to this, it's going to have up to 4 people being able to play the game in party mode and shared locally or shared online via game chat. So those are going to be the new things that are added to the game. Next up, we have Captain Toad, I don't know why I just called it Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. That update is going to be available on June 5th, 2025. The update includes visuals optimized for Nintendo Switch 2 display and high resolution TVs for improved image quality. It's also going to have HDR support, and also under the game share support, it says they're going to be adding 2 people can play all of the courses shared locally or share online via game chat. Next up, we have Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. It's going to be updated on June 5th, 2025. Game share support is also going to be up to 34 games and be up to 4 people who can play those 34 games. Share locally or share online via game chat is also going to be added into the game as well. Next up, we have Game Builder Garage. June 5th, 2025 is going to be the release date for this. Visuals optimized for the Nintendo Switch 2 display and high resolution TVs for improved image quality, and it's also going to add support for the Joy-Con 2 mouse controls, which should be pretty interesting. It is actually kind of interesting that they're adding mouse controls back in for past games, because it makes me wonder what other Nintendo Switch games could utilize those. Looking at you, Splatoon. Are they going to add that in Splatoon as well, or Actually, did they show that off? I don't think they showed Splatoon 3 with mouse controls yet, did they? Let me know in the comment section below. I might have missed some. But anyways, next up we have Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe update available June 5th, 2025, and it's gonna be visuals optimized for Nintendo Switch 2 display and high-resolution TVs for improved image quality. Next up we have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It's gonna be released on June 5th, 2025, and it's also gonna have that upgraded visuals optimized for Nintendo Switch 2 display, high-resolution TVs for improved image quality. And also, it's gonna have a frame rate boost, improve for smoother movement on Nintendo Switch 2. And the same thing is gonna be for Pokemon Violet as well, because they also included that too. And next we have Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and there's actually quite a lot on this. So it's gonna be updated on June 5th, 2025, and the update includes visuals optimized for the Nintendo Switch 2 display and high-resolution TVs for improved image quality. The frame rate is also gonna receive a boost, optimized for smoother movement on Nintendo Switch 2, and this is also including Bowser's Fury, by the way, not just the base game. And the next part of this is kind of weird. HDR support Bowser's Fury only, so they don't have it for the base game, I guess. Kind of strange, but under game share support, up to 4 people can play Super Mario 3D World. In Bowser's Fury, 2 people can play together, with one player controlling Mario, the other controlling Bowser Jr. And they also say share locally or share via online messed up. Share online via game chat. That's what I'm trying to say. And we actually have something for Super Mario Odyssey. So Super Mario Odyssey is also going to be released on June 5th. And of course, it's going to have the visual side of things optimized for Nintendo Switch 2 display and high resolution TVs for improved image quality. And it's going to have HDR support added in there as well. And under game share support, 2 people can play together, with one controlling Mario and the other controlling Cappy, share locally or via online game chat. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is also going to be added. I actually do want to eventually do a video on that, an animated video, so that's pretty cool that they're adding that to that. I still own that, and according to them, it's going to be on June 5th, 2025, so we'll have to actually take a look at that on June 5th. But anyways, it says visuals optimized for the Nintendo Switch 2 display, high resolution TVs for improved image quality, and it's also going to add HDR support. And last but not least, we have the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, which I think I still own, if I remember correctly. It's going to be updated on June 5th, 2025, and it's also going to have those visual improvements optimized for the Nintendo Switch 2 display and high resolution TVs for improved image quality, and also adding HDR support. So pretty cool stuff. I'm glad that they're going to be updating these past Nintendo Switch games. That was one of the things I wanted to see from Nintendo, is that they were going back and updating a lot of these past games. I'm hoping one specific game, The Legend of Zelda Age of Calamity, that game has a lot of frame rate dips. I'm hoping that receives an update, especially since we are getting another game like that in the series. With that being said, let's move on to something pretty impressive. So, Cyberpunk 2077 looks really good on the Nintendo Switch. Well, the Nintendo Switch 2. You guys know what I mean. So on your screen right now, you're seeing a bunch of comparisons to the PlayStation 5 version, and they look very close. This is really exciting because it really does make me wonder what other games are going to be looking fantastic like this when it comes to third-party games. I mean, look at the footage on your screen right now. This is on the Nintendo Switch 2. This is docked, of course. And like Obi-Wan Plays over on Twitter says, this new footage of Cyberpunk running now in 4K on the Nintendo Switch is crazy. And yeah, it is crazy. Now, CD Projekt Red is one of the companies that are putting the full game on the Nintendo Switch 2 cartridge, and there was some stuff that they were talking about when it comes to their philosophy behind doing that, and this is what My Nintendo News has to say. John Rosser, the VP of Business Development of CD Projekt Red, has been chatting about Cyberpunk 2077 on the Nintendo Switch 2. One thing that you might have noticed is the amount of third-party developers taking the admittedly cheap option and making their games key cards. Rossner said in an interview that the decision to have Cyberpunk on the cartridge was an easy one, as simply it felt it was the right thing to do. It's not a matter of getting away with something, Rossner argues. Nintendo at physical retail is still strong, and retail is, in general, not going anywhere. I don't think we'll soon experience a reality where we're just having all games digital. But again, it's especially important for the Nintendo audience. We maybe could have gotten away with it, but is there a point? The right thing to do was to have it on the cartridge with a plug-and-play experience. In advice to other studios, he adds, do not underestimate the physical edition. It's not going anywhere, and Nintendo players are very appreciative of physical editions when they're done right. And yeah, I think a lot of us do like physical games. Game key cards, I would say, is good to get more games on the system, but I think it's better to have it physically on the cartridge so we actually can just plug in and play, you know? I mean, aside from any updates that need to be downloaded or anything. That's what I prefer personally. And again, that's why I have GameFly now. For those games that aren't actually on the cartridge, I can just try them out, play them, beat them, and then send them back. And then if I want to play them again, well, I can just rent them again. It's not a fix, but it's something that personally I can do, so I can still be able to play these games on the Nintendo Switch 2. And especially for people who do still want to get them on the Nintendo Switch 2, it allows me to do reviews without wasting my money, you know? But yeah, let me know your thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. What other games would you like to see have these Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade? And also, what do you think about CD Projekt Red's words on physical game cards? Or not physical game cards, game key cards. And what do you think about the visuals for Cyberpunk 2077? Does this get you excited for a lot of different games hitting the platform, including Nintendo games? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. And if not, on your way out, make sure you subscribe for more videos and also have that notification bell on. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, there is my Patreon and Twitter account in the pinned comment if you're interested in those. Oh, and also have this donut if you're still sticking around for me rambling. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay safe, stay charged, and have a good one.